Yeah, man. So as we talk about poor and poor in spirit, right? One of the biggest things facing African peoples right here in the West and basically all over the globe or all over the living cosmos or all over terra firma is that poverty is bequeathed to the African people. Now, many people say religiously they're curses, because I read in my Bible that tell us the disobedience of Israel leading on to a lot of cursing of our generation, our nation, that leads on to poverty, right? That being the case or not, one can examine that through white supremacy, the black man's lot in life is at the bottom of the barrel and has not moved 1 inch since. Now, I am no expert in timeline figures to quantify whether from 1044 or from 1492 when it is that white supremacy began its inroads into Africa. Some said it was when the Hyksos invaded our Kemetian Empire. Some said this new drive started through black civilizations from as far back as Nimrod. Some say the drive towards dividing and separating the planet starting in black consciousness. That it is a divide that's starting amongst First Nation people, that the white people are the end result of this separation and not the originator of it. Whichever viewpoint we take, white supremacy and white privilege has positioned white people squarely at the top of the economic ladder, and the African or the black man at the bottom of the economic ladder. Be it through some spiritual wandering away from our true self according to biblical edicts, or is it just a pure denigration of African empires by invading Europeans? Whatever it is, poverty is a prevailing theme amongst black cultures. One of the issues many modern scholars point to as the prevalence or the continuation or the continued perpetuation of slavery, or the slavery mindset amongst African people, is that African peoples within their own societies are not sharing enough, are not using their resources harmoniously enough in a collective manner enough to support their economies, in a manner to develop their people. There is an emergency in the African cultures that is ripping the very fabric of our redevelopment apart. These things are pointed to by Europeans, but there are many United Nations programs headed by Western consultants and organizations which are said to be within these African society and these African diasporal societies for redevelopment, where there are millions, even billions of dollars leaving from these growth funds or these grant funds into European coffers to so-called help African problems, going right back to European consultants. You have modern people saying that they can show invoices and quantify how much they have brought modern sanitation to African water systems and all these, I would say, achievements. But the pervading effects of poverty, unemployment, youth crime and violence, and the so-called gender equality movements of transgender issues will not solve African and diasporal Africans' problems in the modern age. So-called equality campaigns of equal pay for male and female will not bring about an harmonization of our African issues. They are yet dividing even more, yet taking advice from everywhere else but from yourselves. The African is yet answering to another's version of his own reality. We are still here in diasporal Africa, here in Jamaica, following the edicts of European and modern American viewpoints and geopolitics, economic development, social and communal development. And we fear decide for ourselves these things. The prevailing poverty in black communities is supported, believe it or not, by the power of the establishment of the institution. And believe me, it is solely Caucasian. And all the other nations serve the Caucaside agenda. I am no racist. The facts is nothing that you need to pin me to a wall about. You can rip my skin apart, there's only blood, you'll see what more is there. I am just a word in this moment, an offering. Call me what you may, suggest whatever. It is beautiful when one can stand behind a screen and say many things. As awesome as it is as I can stand in front of a camera and say many things. I'm suggesting it's the same for you. But the progeny of poverty amongst African people is not just our lack of social responsibility. It's not just our lack of communal health and well-being. It is a continued racist structure and system that continues to keep the whites and their truest servants at the top and the Africans as the manual labor and the lower functionaries at the bottom of the compartmentalized global order. One can say, however, once on earth the black man reigns supreme, and our monarchies and patriarchy and our kingdom stretched the length and breadth of terra firma. Massa Musa is said to have been the richest man ever, with wealth estimated is 400 odd billion in terms of modern wealth. So there are modern anthropologists who say we are just going through the heights of European empires, and the jealousy of the defeated African empire is what's rife in us. And they wish not to consider how it is that we were defeated. Chattel slavery and such the likes and many other covert and overt means. But that this is purely just the age of white empires. And as such, I know there are lots of scholars in my society who happen to agree with that viewpoint, that this is just the age of white empires. And as such, as white man once marveled at the achievement of Timbuktu and Kemet and the ancient Nubian empires, that now we, the black man, is in awe of European empires. In a purely historic and anthropological context, I'm sure one can accept that. But there are millions, even unto billions, of colored people upon this planet suffering under white empire states of consciousness and states of functionality, functional racism. And that is a fact. As end result of white empires, I'm one amongst millions of afflicted and affected voices, beings. Many of my ancestors have died, never lived to see the moment to be able to offer a word for anyone's contemplation. Is it that poverty is only poor in spirit? Is it that the black nation truly, as ancient Israel, we trod away from our sacred connection with our sovereign creator? If that being the case, my people, my brother, my sister, my brethren, my mother, my father, unto you I cry, return in all similitude, in all humility, to your more gentle and righteous way of being. Give glory unto the Most High. Relinquish your separative states of mind. Harmonize. Bring terra firma back into harmony. Let us get past these dense states of being. Let selfishness and greed suffer and die a death of non-involvement. Let us watch this plane of selfishness and ego fall away, and that the true wealth of spirit can again take us up beyond empire states, beyond psychological states, to an actualized state of being. Wholly functional. Let us be wealthy. Rather, let us be abundant in spirit and in nature. For our Creator is abundant in kindness and in goodness. and in graciousness. So in all gratitude for this gift of our life, to remind you to come forward unto your own well-being. Dance the dance of your own prosperity. Add the grains to the fields of possibilities. Grow plants of harmony and well-being. Allow for your life to reflect your truest desires. Towards wealth in its truest form and abundance in its actual nature. This has been Jerome Sage Butler, destroying the tenets of poverty and its inculcated behavior of selfishness and greed, destroying the ways of division, hey? Allowing for that truly abundant well-being to grow in me. And hope I spark a word, a way that it can also be for you, your own reality. This has been Jerome Sage Butler, the Tree of Life, reminding you, I represent no secret organization, no special interest groups. I'm just a human being vibing, sharing my offerings unto words, unto the multiplicity of diverse mindsets. If you want to listen, subscribe to Sealand Media. Listen, tell a friend, share a word. Hey, do for yourself and for your community, for your environment, that which you truly desire. Yeah? Reminding you always, you're a gift to yourself, to your family, to your community, yeah? And to your entire living cosmos. Yeah? Share in that abundance. Bask in that abundance.